Now joined by head coach Nick Hill from his office. His interview and his post-game comments are brought to you by CMC Mitchell and Associates. Coach, I mean, it was a game where there in the third quarter, your group fought all the way back. You were able to get the lead. It seemed like you were able to seize momentum, and it seemed like Peyton Brown's run there at 53 yards to really flip the field was a huge momentum point in this game.
Yeah, I think we'll look back and, right there we had an opportunity to capture it and really look back and say we played well in the second half, but it wasn't that. I felt like they executed a lot better than we did. They made more plays than we did. One-on-one opportunities they came down with. There's things in the first half that it shouldn't, us have to fight back and try to find a way to get the momentum. So, like I just told our team, I mean, with the schedule that we have and that's coming up, we can't play not clean, good football and expect to win the game. And tonight was a prime example of that. I mean, I apologize to everybody that showed up. They shouldn't have to watch that. We got to be better. Not just coach talking with me to make sure that the plan is right on both sides of the ball. It's the coaching staff, and then it trickles down to us executing on both sides of the ball. So there's going to be swings and momentum in each game. You got to play 4 quarters. You got to get off to good starts. There were some good things out there, and nobody's going to care about the people that we have to play, the backups that we had to play. They had backups in there too. They're dinged up and 4 starters not playing. Then we played 10 offensive linemen. That's the way it's Division I football. If you're on this team, you're a Division I football player, and it's got to look a certain way. And at times tonight, we didn't execute the way that we need to.
Nick, it looked like from up here, their first 2 or 3 series, it almost looked like it was too easy for them to execute their offense against the defense. Now, they didn't convert on all 3 possessions, but it seemed like something clicked in defensively for the Salukis about towards the end of that first quarter, where it started getting tougher for them offensively to get their receivers in a position to be open. Was there something that was changed during that flow, or was it just better execution?
Yeah, I think we're going to get them on some. I mean, we got enough stops there to, like we've really talked about the last 3 weeks, to an opportunity that we just haven't seized offensively to, like, play with a big lead or put a team away like last week. I mean, we got stops, but then we didn't, get stops, and we weren't answering. So settled for too many field goals, 3 times. But we only punted twice in the game, I think, and backed up the one time with bad field position and get a false start. We're 1st and 15 at the -7. I don't know where it was at, 7-8. And we punted on that possession. And then 8-18 on 3rd down and only 1 of 4 on 4th down. Even at the end, I mean, we got to be able to punch the ball and have some pride and going. We didn't get a stop at the goal line. We had the ball really at the same position as they did, and they punched it in, and we didn't, and that stings. There's nobody that should feel good in the locker room right now. I mean, playing for a trophy at home and a sellout, and so that's what I said. I mean, it starts with me, and I apologize to Saluki Nation. We have to be better than that, and it's not going to get any easier. I mean, with our schedule, South Dakota's ranked 3rd, I think, coming up on the road. The Missouri Valley Conference starts, so we got to get in and take a real look at some of the things. We got to hold ourselves accountable as a coaching staff of things that we've got to get corrected, but we got to play better.
Coach, it seemed like things just ran the gambit from, field position off a penalty on a kickoff to we just could never string things together. And some of that just our inability to actually make plays, the mundane plays. I mean, statistically, you look at things, and we played with good effort, and there were spots in there where we showed grittiness. And then just, the one that kind of jumps out is just the rushing yards, not being able to balance up what Hunter did, in terms of throwing the ball.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't look at a stat sheet and see that we rushed the ball for however many yards. I don't even know what it is, 50-something.
Yeah, 62 yards.
62 yards. It's just not gonna work. You don't. I mean, balance is. We don't look. You're not going to be 50-50. There's going to be times that you have to throw it more. But we've got to be able to get some chunk runs. We got to be able to execute in the high red zone and not settle for field goals. We got to come away with points when the opportunity's there. There's a lot of things that we've got to get corrected and play better football because we've shown flashes of it. We have the personnel to do it. I was proud of Hunter of standing in there and for his first start. I think early on we missed a couple things on that 3 and out, but we anticipated, just being his first start, first series, big game, but I felt like he settled in and gave us a chance. But there's going to be some things that he expects of himself, and we just got to play cleaner football. I mean, from the penalties on special teams, we can't start drives back-to-back times, getting kickoffs where we got to go down and answer, and then we got 15-yard penalties. It's deflating. Started both of those drives at the 10-yard line and one behind the 10-yard line after we get a penalty. That's just not consistent winning football, and we can control that.
Last question here, Coach, before we let you go. Appreciate the time as always. Look, the touchdown you got there in the first half by Vincent Davis, I mean, he muscled his way to make sure to find a way to get into the end zone tonight. He is our player of the game. He gets 9 receptions, 132 yards. 45 of those yards came after contact, after he made the catch, had that touchdown. I know it's in a losing effort for VD, and look, there's a lot of weapons around him, but I think really it showed in this game when so much attention is going to be paid to guys like K. Lou and Hezekiah. VD's there to remind everybody of really what he can bring to your offense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm proud of. I mean, VD's effort was top notch. I think we talked about that, off air that he's going to have his days, and Kalu and Hezi are going to have their days. I was proud of Jarian. When we started training camp, Jarian was probably 5th or 6th on the depth chart, and then week 1 he was 4th, and he started and really, him and Wittrell were the two backs that played the majority of the snaps for us. So for Jarian to come out there as a true freshman and play, VD was tough, and like he always is. I mean, that's why he's goes out there as a captain. That's expected of him. So, I mean, there's going to be some good things on the film. There's going to be some ones that you want to pull your hair out on why we didn't, execute or play better. There's a couple opportunities for us to get turnovers. Dez ended up getting the pick and the turnover. We didn't turn the ball over. We punted twice, and we scored 21 points. It shouldn't look like that. You throw for 341 yards and punt twice and don't turn it over. You got to score more points.
And, Coach, I don't want to put words in your mouth because you really mimic the same thing in your opening answer to us, but know how important this game is. Obviously, the rivalry trophy, all of that involved. But as you mentioned, I mean, right on the road against a really good South Dakota team next week. Valley play starts. I mean, there is a lot of football, Coach Hill, left in this season and a lot of things that your team can accomplish here in front of you.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. I mean, right now it should sting and suck. If you're a competitor of any kind, playing at home and like that, then it's going to sting. But this is my 9th year. We've gotten beat, and we know how to respond. We know what it takes. I know what the team's going to get from me. I know how I'm going to show up tomorrow and go to work, and that's the only thing that I know how to do and be an example of for the team. Everybody in the Missouri Valley is starting, and we know the gauntlet that is. So we got to quickly not let one loss turn into 2 or let one team beat you twice. So we've got to respond in the right way, and that's what we'll do.
Thank you, Coach Hill. Appreciate the time.
All right, appreciate it.